Your legs feel heavier, tighter, almost like someone quietly added weights around your ankles. And you whisper to yourself, maybe it's just age. Maybe this is how life works after 60. But deep down, a small voice inside you says, something doesn't feel right. And you're correct. Because what you're feeling isn't normal aging. It's your body trying to warn you, gently at first, that your blood isn't moving the way it should. You sigh, rubbing your calves, and think, why does this keep happening? But the truth is rarely explained to people your age. Your doctor once told you, it's probably arthritis, and you nodded, because that's what everyone says. But a week later, when your legs felt swollen again, warmer than usual, you looked down at them and whispered, then why does this feel different? Here's the part nobody tells you. Leg pain after 60 isn't always about weak muscles or worn-out joints. Sometimes, it's something much smaller, much quieter, happening deep inside your blood vessels. Your blood is supposed to move smoothly, like water flowing through a clean river. But as you age, tiny things start sticking together. Platelets, proteins, little fragments your body doesn't clear fast enough. They create micro-clots, so small you can't see them, but big enough to slow down the traffic inside your veins. Imagine the narrow roads in a small village after a heavy rainstorm. Mud piles up, stones slide in. Cars slow down, not because the road is blocked, but because it's messy. Your blood vessels work the same way. These little clots act like clumps of mud. They make your blood thicker, slower, heavier. And when the blood slows, the oxygen slows with it. Your muscles don't get enough fuel. That's why your legs feel tired even when you haven't done anything. One evening, you probably stood up from the couch and felt that sudden tightness, that dragging sensation, maybe even a mild cramp that made you stop walking for a second. You thought, is this what getting older feels like? But the truth is gentler and scarier at the same time. Your legs aren't weak. Your blood is. Inside your body, platelets, the tiny cells that help stop bleeding, become stickier with age. They join together more easily, forming little clumps. These clumps attach to fibrin, a glue like protein, and slowly build up inside your veins. And so the heaviness begins, the swelling, the burning warmth around your calves, the nighttime throbbing. But here's where the story shifts. Because your body isn't failing, it's simply missing something. There is a natural vitamin, one your body used to use easily, that helps break down fibrin. Think of fibrin as the threads of a spider web. Over time, the web becomes thick, tangled, and tight. This vitamin works like gentle scissors, trimming and dissolving those threads so your blood can flow again. When this vitamin activates your enzymes, especially the one that dissolves clots, your circulation wakes up like a river finally cleared after a storm. You start feeling lighter legs, a less swelling by evening, warmer feet, fewer cramps, more energy while walking. Maybe you haven't felt that in a long time, but you can. And this isn't guesswork. Studies show that older adults with better fibrin breakdown, often supported by the right vitamins, experience less swelling, fewer circulation issues, and dramatically lower clot-related problems. But before you jump ahead, take a moment and think about your daily habits. How often do you sit for long hours without moving your ankles? How often do you ignore that first tightness in your calf, telling yourself, it'll go away? How often do you promise to take better care of yourself, but life gets in the way? You don't need to feel guilty. Everyone falls into the same traps. A simple movement, something as small as ankle pumps, can help push blood upward again. Picture it: you're sitting in your chair, gently flexing your foot up and down. That tiny motion squeezes your calf muscles, which act like a natural pump, sending blood back toward your heart. Just 1 minute every hour can prevent pooling, but most people never do it. And that's why your legs feel the way they do. But the good news is, this story isn't over. Not even close. Because the heaviness in your legs, the swelling, the slow circulation, it all points to one bigger truth. Your body wants help. And the right vitamin, the one I mentioned, may be the missing piece your blood has been waiting for. You run your hand down your leg gently, thinking, If something this small can make such a big difference, why didn't anyone tell me sooner? And that's exactly what we're about to uncover. Now that you understand why these tiny clots form, let's talk about the vitamin that actually helps dissolve them. The one your body can use naturally, safely, and effectively. Because the next part might just change the way your legs feel every single day. Here's where things finally start to make sense. Because the truth is your body already knows how to dissolve clots. It always has. Your blood carries a natural cleanup crew, a system designed to trim away excess fibrin and break down clots before they become a problem. But after 60, that system slows down, like a light switch that's no longer fully turned on. And here's the part that might make you pause for a second. All your body needs is the right nutrient to flip that switch back on again. You sit there for a moment, almost whispering to yourself, "So it's not that my body can't do it, it just needs help." Exactly, because most people believe only prescription blood thinners can improve circulation. Your neighbor once told you, if the blood's thick, only medicine can fix it. And you nodded because you didn't want to argue. But nature built its own cleaner, long before modern medicine even existed. Now imagine this inside your veins. Fibrin, the sticky material that forms clots, weaves itself like a tight fishing net. At first, it's thin, harmless, barely noticeable. But over time, the threads get thicker, tougher, more tangled. Your blood tries to push through that net, but it slows down, struggles, and your legs start feeling heavy again. Now picture holding a pair of tiny scissors. You slip them gently into that net. Snip, snip, suddenly the threads loosen. Blood flows again. That pair of scissors is a natural vitamin, one that activates your body's own clot, dissolving enzyme called plasmin. You may have never heard of plasmin before, but it's been inside you your entire life. It's like a quiet worker waiting for orders, waiting for a signal, waiting for this very vitamin to tell it, "Wake up. It's time to clean." When the vitamin enters your system, something remarkable happens. Plasmin becomes active. It begins breaking down fibrin, snipping those threads in the net. Clots become smaller, weaker, thinner. Your blood becomes smoother, less sticky, more alive. If you've ever wished your legs could feel lighter again, this is one of the reasons why they can. So what is this nutrient? It's called nattokinase, sometimes paired with vitamin K2, and it comes from a traditional Japanese food called natto. But don't worry, you don't have to eat anything slimy or strange. It's also available as a natural supplement. For years, researchers couldn't understand why older adults in certain parts of Japan had cleaner arteries and fewer clot-related problems. Then they discovered the secret. Nattokinase supports fibrinolysis, your body's natural process of breaking down excess clots. You look down at your legs again and think, so this tiny thing can do all that? More than you realize. Let me show you what happens when it starts working inside you. How your blood vessels feel cleaner, like the traffic inside them is finally moving again. Though your legs feel warmer because circulation improves. A swelling goes down because fluid isn't getting trapped. Your risk of deep vein clots becomes lower. A walking feels easier, lighter, more stable. And this isn't one of those, maybe it helps, situations. The research is surprisingly strong. One study showed that nattokinase increased clot breakdown activity for up to 8 hours after taking just one dose. 8 hours of your blood quietly cleaning itself while you're cooking, reading, watching TV, or sleeping. You may be wondering, how do I take it? When? How much? A simple window many adults use is once a day, often on an empty stomach so it absorbs quickly. Morning or late afternoon works well for most people. But always follow what your own doctor recommends. And please, don't rush into it without thinking. There are 2 mistakes many people make. First, mixing nattokinase with prescription blood thinners without medical advice. That can make the blood too thin. Second, buying cheap supplements that don't contain real fermented nattokinase. Quality matters here. Your blood deserves the good stuff. You sit quietly, absorbing all of this. Because suddenly, the heaviness in your legs, the swelling, the tiredness, it all makes sense in a new way. You finally understand that your body wasn't failing. It was waiting for the right tool, the right signal, the right nutrient to help it do what it already knows how to do. But as powerful as this vitamin is, it's only part of the story, because clot dissolving is one thing. But what about the deeper cause? What about the constant triggers in your lifestyle habits or diet that keep creating new clots in the first place? You take a slow breath because the next thought hits you. If something can help dissolve clots, maybe something else is causing them too. And you're right. Because if you want lasting relief, lighter legs, better blood flow, safer circulation, you need to understand what's silently creating those clots day after day. So before we go any further, before you even think about trying this vitamin, let's talk about the hidden reasons your blood keeps getting sticky and what's secretly making clots form faster than your body can clear them. The next chapter is where everything truly opens up. You might not realize it, but every single day, without meaning to, you may be doing things that thicken your blood, slow your circulation, and quietly encourage tiny clots to grow. Not suddenly, not all at once, slowly, silently, like dust gathering in the corner of a room. You whisper to yourself, "I didn't know, I thought clots just happen out of nowhere." Most people think that. Most seniors imagine clots appear suddenly, during sleep, during travel, during one unlucky moment. But the truth is far more ordinary and far more fixable. Clots grow from daily habits, not random accidents. Think about pouring water down a sink. Smooth, fast, easy. Now imagine trying to pour thick syrup down the same drain. It moves slowly. It sticks to the sides. It pools at the bottom. That's what thick blood feels like inside your legs. Slow, heavy, resistant. And when blood moves like syrup instead of water, clots find the perfect environment to grow. You've probably had days when your legs feel tight by evening, days when your ankles look puffier than usual, or moments when your calves cramp for no reason. You tell yourself, maybe I just sat too long, but deep down you sense it's more than that. Inside your body, a few powerful triggers are at work, quietly, every day. First, low hydration. Your blood is over 90% water. When you don't drink enough, it thickens. Your inner voice sighs, "Some days I barely drink 2 glasses." And that alone makes circulation slower. Next, inflammation. Foods high in sugar, fried oils, or processed items create heat and irritation inside your blood vessels. It's like sandpaper rubbing on the walls of your veins, making clots easier to form. Then there's something most people don't know at all: your calf muscles. Doctors call them your second heart. Every time your calves contract, they push blood back up your legs toward your chest. But after 60, these muscles weaken. You move less, you sit more. And when the calves stop pumping, blood pools, swelling starts, clots develop. You whisper, "So it's not just my heart that matters, it's my legs too." Exactly. But we're not done. 2 more hidden triggers play a big role: vitamin deficiencies, especially low magnesium, low vitamin D, and poor K2 levels, disrupt blood flow and make vessels stiffer. And lastly, poor sleep. When you don't sleep deeply, circulation slows, inflammation rises, and your body can't break down fibrin properly. Now pause for a moment. Take a slow breath and think about your last week. Did you drink enough water? Did you sit for long hours? Did your calves barely move? Did you sleep poorly? Did you eat something fried or sugary? You're beginning to see the pattern. These tiny choices, repeated day after day, quietly make your blood stickier. But here's the hopeful part: these same habits, once fixed, can supercharge the vitamin we talked about earlier. When you hydrate better, the vitamin works faster. When your calves pump blood more efficiently, the vitamin circulates better. When inflammation drops, fewer clots even start. When you sleep well, your natural cleanup system activates. You finally whisper, "So this is all connected, all of it." Yes, more connected than you ever realized. And when you make small changes, powerful things happen. While your blood becomes naturally thinner, like water again, while your veins grow stronger and less swollen, while your oxygen delivery improves, so your legs don't feel heavy, your energy rises, especially in the afternoon. Leg cramps become less frequent. sometimes disappearing completely, and this isn't guesswork. Science backs this up strongly. One study showed that simply walking 10 minutes every hour reduced clot risk by nearly 40%. 10 minutes per hour, that's it. Imagine how your life could change with just that one habit. So let's break this into simple steps you can start today. First, hydration. Drink a glass of water within the first 30 minutes of waking up, another glass by lunchtime, and one more mid-afternoon. Don't wait until night. That's the mistake most people make. Drinking water too late keeps you awake and doesn't help your circulation when it matters most. Next, add 3 anti-inflammatory foods daily, a handful of berries, teaspoon of turmeric in warm water, or leafy greens like spinach. Then boost your calf muscles with 2 simple leg pump exercises. Point your toes forward, then backward 20 times. Circle your feet clockwise, then counterclockwise 10 times each. Do these whenever you sit for long periods, during TV meals, even while waiting in the car. And one more tip, avoid sleeping in a very cold room. Cold tightens blood vessels and slows circulation while you rest. You sit quietly, absorbing all of this, realizing how many of these habits have slipped into your life over the years. But something inside you softens too, a feeling of relief. Because now you finally understand what's been happening. And more importantly, you finally know how to fix it. Your blood can flow better. Your legs can feel lighter. Your body can clean itself again. But improving circulation isn't the end of the journey. Because once your blood is flowing better, there is one more step. The step that brings back strength, youthfulness, and confidence in your legs. The part most seniors never hear about. And that's where we're headed next. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and noticing something different. Your legs feel lighter, warmer, more energetic. You swing your feet off the bed and, for the first time in months, you don't wince at the heaviness in your calves. You stand and it feels effortless, like your legs are remembering how to move again. You think, could it really be this simple? And the truth is, it can be. Most people assume that rebuilding leg strength after 60 means hours of heavy exercise or complicated gym machines. You've probably heard phrases like, no pain, no gain, or lift weights to get strong. But that's a myth. Your legs don't need punishment. They need gentle, consistent care that restores circulation and oxygen flow, the foundation of real strength. Here's the secret. Your calf muscles are your body's unsung heroes. Think of them as a water pump, quietly working all day to push blood upward toward your heart. Each contraction, each tiny squeeze, sends oxygen, rich blood back into your system. Without that pump, blood pools, swelling builds, cramps appear, and the risk of clots rises. You rub your calves, remembering the tightness you felt only a few chapters ago. Now you can picture what was happening inside. Sluggish blood, little clots forming, oxygen barely reaching your muscles. And now you also know the solution: wake up the pump. When you combine the vitamin we discussed earlier with walking and simple calf activation, amazing things happen. Better blood flow delivers more oxygen to your muscles. Oxygen fuels muscle fibers, making them stronger. Stronger fibers give you better balance, steadier steps, and more confidence walking around the house, upstairs, or across the park. You take a deep breath, realizing how this all connects. It's not about one magic pill. It's a system, vitamin, circulation, movement, working together to restore your legs. Let's look at what you'll start noticing as the system comes online. Let your steps feel stronger, lighter, and more stable. A balance improves, making stairs and curbs less intimidating. A swelling decreases, your legs feel less tight by evening. Lie stamina increases, walks that used to exhaust you now feel doable. A warmth returns to your calves and feet, a subtle yet powerful sign of healthy circulation. Research backs this up. Seniors who follow simple calf pump routines improve venous return, the efficiency of blood flowing back to the heart, by up to 30%. Think about that, nearly 1/3 better blood movement in just a few minutes a day. So how do you start? Here's a simple 5-minute morning circulation routine you can do every day. Sit on the edge of your bed or a chair. Point your toes forward and backward 20 times, slowly feeling the calves contract. Circle each foot clockwise and then counterclockwise 10 times, squeezing gently with each movement. Stand and march in place for 1-2 minutes, letting the calves push blood upward naturally. Pair this with your vitamin, ideally on an empty stomach for optimal absorption. Add anti-inflammatory foods to your breakfast, a handful of berries, leafy greens, or a teaspoon of turmeric in warm water. Consistency is key. Doing this once isn't enough. Skipping days or rushing through it won't give your legs the oxygen and circulation they need. And on the flip side, overtraining, trying to do intense leg exercises too fast, can make your muscles stiff, sore, and counterproductive. You pause and imagine the small victories, taking the stairs without pausing halfway, walking to the mailbox without tight calves, even standing at the kitchen counter and feeling steady for the first time in months. All of this is possible when you focus on circulation first, not brute strength. You remember the swelling, the heaviness, the nights spent rubbing your calves, and now a sense of control begins to replace the worry. You can see the path forward, the combination of vitamin, movement, and lifestyle tweaks, like a roadmap to healthier legs. But here's where it gets even more inspiring. Once the blood is flowing freely and your muscles start waking up, your legs don't just feel lighter, they start repairing themselves. Veins become stronger, capillaries rebuild, oxygen reaches areas that were starved for months, and most importantly, the risk of new clots decreases naturally, without forcing your body into extremes or depending solely on medications. You whisper to yourself, "I've never felt like I had this much control over my legs before." It's the first time in years that hope feels tangible. That small, almost invisible victories, moving your calves, drinking water, walking a few minutes, have the power to change your daily experience. And as you sit there, feeling that lightness, a thought lingers. This works, but I need to make it permanent. I need to bring it all together. Because circulation, vitamins, movement, they're all pieces of one puzzle. Once you understand the complete system, the way your legs feel every day can truly transform. And that's exactly what the final chapter will do. It will connect everything you've learned, vitamins, hidden triggers, circulation exercises, into a single blueprint, a plan for lighter legs, safer blood flow, and renewed confidence starting today. You sit back and take a deep breath, feeling a warmth in your legs that you haven't felt in years. The heaviness is lighter. The tightness has loosened. And for the first time in a long while, you realize you can take control again. Let's pull everything together. Remember the vitamin we talked about, the one that helps dissolve clots naturally. It activates plasmin, your body's own clot-dissolving enzyme, snipping away those sticky fibrin threads that slow your blood down. It's been quietly helping your blood flow more smoothly, reducing the heaviness, the swelling, the hidden risk lurking in your legs. Then there were the hidden triggers, the daily habits that make your blood sticky without you even noticing. Dehydration, inflammation, weak calf muscles, vitamin deficiencies, poor sleep. By identifying and correcting these, you've started giving your blood the environment it needs to flow freely again. And don't forget the simple exercises. Those 5-minute morning routines, the ankle pumps, the foot circles, the tiny moments of movement every hour. They've reawakened your calf muscles, your second heart, so your blood now returns to your heart more efficiently, delivering oxygen where it's needed most. All of these pieces together create a single, powerful system. And the core message is simple. Your body can dissolve clots and improve circulation naturally when you give it the right tools. It's not magic, it's science. It's consistent care, and it's something you can start today. Here's how to make this practical in your daily life. 1. Take the clot supporting vitamin daily as directed. Consistency matters. This isn't a take once and forget moment. Think of it as fueling your body's natural cleanup crew every single day. 2. Move every hour, even for just 1 minute. It can be as simple as ankle pumps while watching TV, marching in place, or circling your feet. These tiny movements keep your blood from pooling, keep your calves active, and make your legs feel alive. 3. Eat circulation-boosting foods and hydrate early. Berries, leafy greens, turmeric, and water first thing in the morning. These habits reduce inflammation, help blood flow smoothly, and maximize the effect of your vitamin. Think of these habits as deposits into your long-term mobility account. Every glass of water, every small movement, every nutrient-rich bite is a step toward legs that feel lighter, warmer, and stronger. Now here's a personal challenge for you for the next 7 days. Follow the routine we've outlined. Take your vitamin, do the short exercises, hydrate, and add the anti-inflammatory foods. Notice the difference. Watch your energy rise, feel your legs responding. And at the end of the week, pause and reflect. Even small changes will feel enormous compared to where you started. Because the truth is, you have the power to improve circulation at any age. Your body can rebuild, your legs can feel younger, and your confidence in walking, climbing stairs, or standing for long periods can return, one intentional habit at a time. But before you celebrate too loudly, a quick reminder. This video is for educational purposes. Always consult your doctor, especially if you are on blood thinners or have existing medical conditions. Your health decisions matter, and safety comes first. Now take a moment to imagine your life a month from now. You walk into the kitchen and your legs feel light. You climb a few steps and don't pause halfway. You sit at your desk and stretch your ankles every hour without thinking about it. These aren't distant dreams. They are entirely within reach. So here's the last piece. If this journey feels like yours too, if you've recognized your own heaviness, swelling, or fatigue in these chapters, share it. Like, subscribe, and send this video to someone over 60 who needs to know that relief and control are possible. Because knowledge isn't just power, it's freedom. You've come a long way in just a few chapters. From understanding why your legs feel heavy, to discovering the vitamin that can dissolve clots, to uncovering the hidden triggers, and finally learning the simple exercises and lifestyle habits that rebuild circulation. It's a complete blueprint. And now it's yours to follow, step by step, day by day, one habit at a time. Because your legs, your circulation, and your confidence deserve it. Thanks for listening. And remember, every small action counts towards stronger, healthier legs. Share it, act on it, and watch the transformation unfold.